Hey guys, how's it going? It's Molly. I'm here today to film a favorites video. I have not filmed a favorites for months and months. I used to film these every single month, but it was getting to the point where it was kind of a stretch to call things favorites because I felt like I had to have enough products to make a whole video on. So I stopped doing that and decided that I would just film these when the inspiration struck. And the inspiration is struck. So let's go ahead and get started. Because I haven't filmed one of these in months, I actually have quite a few products to talk about. So a lot of these are things that I have been reaching for very consistently over the summer. And I am really excited to talk to you guys about them. So let's just jump on in. If you notice squeaking, it's my floors. They're just very, very squeaky and I can't do anything about it. So, well, that's not true. I can move my chair. There, okay. We are not squeaking anymore. We're good. All right. The first thing, now here, listen, if you've been on my channel, if you've been a subscriber to my channel for a while, you would know that I don't typically use a lot of primer. It just isn't something that really, I don't know. I don't know that it's super necessary, but I will say that there are certain primers that I do see a difference with. So let me tell you what they are. Actually, it's just one. Grammar is hard sometimes, but this is the Touch and Soul Glassy Skin Balm. You guys, do you see my face right now? I'm glowy. My skin looks healthy and like skin, and I fully believe that this has quite a bit to do with it. You can see that it's just about gone. Like, I am 100% going to be repurchasing this, okay? Which that's going to be a spoiler for an upcoming video. I am going to be filming. I've been seeing some other people filming this. Linda, Glitter Fallout, she filmed, I think it was like products I've repurchased or something like, I don't remember what she called it, but that's the gist of it. I want to film that because I think that I personally love videos like that where I love this so much I've purchased it multiple times. But anyways, this will be one of those products because I am about to repurchase. I love this. It just helps my skin. First of all, it moisturizes the crap out of my skin, which I appreciate. My skin is normal to maybe slightly dry. But I just really love this because it gives my skin this healthy look to it. Not that my skin is unhealthy without it, but this makes it very apparent. I can pair this with a somewhat heavier foundation to kind of tone it down a little bit so that it doesn't look so cakey and heavy on my skin. One of the ones that I do that with is like the Smashbox Studio Fix. I don't think that's what it's called. It's like this Smashbox 24-hour wear foundation, which nobody should be wearing foundation for that long, by the way. But I like to pair this with that. I pair it with the Amazonian Clay foundation from Tarte, the old one. Haven't tried the new one. But anyways, I love this. I also pair this with foundations that are not cakey, which, and it still doesn't, it still works really well. Like, it doesn't make it look too dewy or too much. Like today, I am wearing, this is my next favorite, the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. This stuff is so good. I don't have to pair it with this, but I like to. Let me pull it back just a notch. For your information, I really want my skin to look like skin, but have the tone and texture be evened out. That's what I want. A lot of times, I don't necessarily even wear foundation. Sometimes I'm just concealing things and calling it a day. But when I am wearing foundation, that's what I want. I want something that is going to offer more of a natural finish, more of a dewy, radiant finish. So, and this does that. I feel like also they have a pretty comprehensive shade range, if I'm remembering correctly. This does have hyaluronic acid. It's a hydrating foundation. All of these things are things that I want in a foundation. So those two products I've been absolutely obsessed with. Now, Bronzer, I have a cream product that I'm going to talk about. I also have a powder bronzer. So let's start with the cream, the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. You guys, it's the bronzer I have on today. This is a really great summertime bronzer. It's maybe a little too deep for me when it's like the dead of winter and my skin hasn't seen sun in a couple of months. This I think would probably be a bit too intense in that situation. But for summer, it's gorgeous. And it also just imparts this really beautiful glow because it is a cream product. And it's a lot easier to get just a natural bronze looking finish, good Lord, to my skin. So I personally really love this. It's totally worth the hype. I will say, I think mine has turned, which makes me really sad. It's still performing fine. It's just starting to smell a little bit rancid. Maybe it's gross that I'm still using it. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not using it on anyone else, just myself. And I'm gonna probably keep using it because I believe there's a whole lot of product left. Watch, did you guys ever do this with chapstick and then it got stuck? Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't want to keep going because if it gets stuck, I will cry. But, ooh, there's a hair. That's gross. The way that I like to apply this is I use an e.l.f. I think it's like a, hang on, let me find it. It's not that. This, I use what? Ultimate Blending Brush. This is what I use. I can show you a little bit better. So it's nice and dense. It's got a domed top. I really, really like these. They're affordable and good quality brushes. But anyway, I use that to apply this and it works beautifully. Okay, then the powder bronzer, I almost said blush. The powder bronzer that I've been reaching for the most this summer is the Flower Heatwave. In, what are you? It's the Heatwave Luminous Bronzer in the shade Sunrise. Oh my God. I need to see if there's a shade that, sorry, my dog is snoring and it's very distracting. I need to see if there's a shade that's maybe a little bit lighter, which this really isn't deep. I don't know. Look at how luminous that is though. You can see that it's a luminous product. I want to say the lighter powder that you see like marbled in there is like, I mean, that's obviously where the luminosity is coming from. So I'm assuming it's a highlighter. I don't know. I'm making things up as I go, but that's the impression that I'm getting based on the performance and how this works. But it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Sometimes I'm finding with like just flat matte bronzers, they can make my skin look just weird, powdery, crepey, muddy, dirty. I can't, those are all descriptors that I think would work to explain how my skin looks when I'm wearing just a flat matte bronzer. So I've been shying away from those and opting for more luminous products. So blush, I've got two blushes that I've been reaching for pretty consistently this summer. The Flower Beauty Flower Pot blush in the shade Spice Petal. It's gorgeous. I love warm toned blushes in the summer especially, and this is just a really nice warm toned nude. Most blushes are going to be nude though, truly. So I did go through like an orange blush kick this summer, which is fine. But yeah, sorry, that's it. Swatch next to the bronzer. And I did, like I was using the Moira Beauty orange blush and it was beautiful and I loved it, but it just, I don't know if maybe the novelty wore off or what, but I haven't really been reaching for that too much lately. The other blush that I've been using, and this is the blush I have on today, it's the Melt Digital Blush Duo in the shade Raw Honey. You guys, I think a lot of people are hyping these up, and I think there's also some people who are like, "Whoa, that's really glowy. I don't know that I want that." This is beautiful. Okay. There it is. Wow, that looks, for reference, like I swirled my finger in that pan, okay? It doesn't actually go on that intensely. It applies beautifully with a brush. I just, oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Here, let me like kind of blend that out a little bit so you can, yeah, there it is. It's just, this is more like what it looks like on the skin. It's just, I mean, you can see what it looks like on the skin. This is what it looks like. And it's just, it's glowy. Have we noticed a theme? I want luminosity and glow, so I'm a happy lady. Okay, let's move on to highlighters. I've got a couple here in front of me. The first one that I want to talk about, I recently tried, but it has quickly become a favorite. I've used it every day for the past couple of weeks. It's the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Kitten. It is... it reminds me a whole lot of the Colourpop Super Shock formula. It's got that kind of bounciness, that pillowiness. It's very, very pretty. This is the highlight I have on today. I prefer to apply it with a sponge. I'll just take whatever sponge I used for my foundation. I'll flip it around to the other side, dip it into this, and then pat it on my face. I really love this because it doesn't give me a stripe. It just melts into my skin beautifully. So again, it gives me the glow and the dewiness that I am looking for. And it's really, really gorgeous. Now, also, before I started using that, I was using Flexitarian by Colourpop. It's their Super Shock highlighter. Again, same sort of situation. Honestly, I feel like these could be formula dupes. The shade is totally different with this one, but it just, I put it on with a sponge and it just melts into my skin and creates that ethereal glow that I love. I don't like, some of my powder highlighters can just accentuate a lot of texture, and that's not 100% what I'm going for all the time. Whereas this, I don't notice it accentuating texture. Same with the Stila one. Both of them work beautifully to just highlight what you want and not add too much to it. But yet you can still be like beaming. You can absolutely build these up so that they are pow in your face. Okay. I'm gonna wipe off the swatches that I did because the next things are gonna be eyeshadows. And I want to show you guys some of what I've been loving. Okay, so I'm going to apologize in advance for this one because I don't think it's available right now. I don't know what's happening with the brand, but the KKW, what are you? It's the camo palette, obviously. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a summer dream. Like these, I'm kind of, sometimes like, I feel like early summer, I'm really wanting like colorful, fun shadows, but then towards the end of summer, as we approach fall, I don't know what it is. Like it's obviously just ridiculousness, but I'm like settling back into these warm toned neutrals, and I'm personally really, really loving them. Where is it? Is it this shade? This shade right here. I don't have the Natasha Denona Gold palette, but I have seen swatches of that one gold, like green, blue duochrome. And I am telling you, this has got to be a dupe for it. It's so similar. I have been loving this shade. I'll put this all over my lid. These mattes blend absolutely beautifully. I am a huge fan. Like this matte here, it's got this really beautiful mustard undertone. So it's really, really pretty. This green I've been using as like a liner. I've used, these shades here. Oh my gosh, I can't. They're really, really pretty. Okay, so there's the palette swatched out in just like the most random haphazard order ever. The only shades that I haven't really gotten much use out of are this one here and this one here. They're cooler toned, and as I explained, I've been really into warm tones, so I just haven't used them. I will say that this shimmer feels different than the rest of them. The rest of them are really buttery and smooth, and it's not buttery or smooth, but maybe just not quite as much. But I think it'll probably perform just fine. I can see this being like a fall staple for me. I've been really, really loving it. I got it on sale. Everything was 50% off. I got it, I think, it was like $22. And I'd been wanting to try KKW for a while. And so when I saw that they were trying to move inventory, I jumped on it. I totally took advantage of whatever they have going on, which I really don't know what it is, but yeah. Okay, now this is the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. I'm not going to swatch this out. If you guys are curious about my thoughts, I've got a whole video review on this. And I do swatches in that, I'm pretty sure. I usually do. So this, though, took me by complete surprise. Like, everybody said that Lunar Beauty's formula was good. I didn't realize they were all being truthful. And I didn't realize that they didn't quite explain how good. Oh, this is beautiful. These mattes are incredible. I have to buy more. I have to. Is it the Book of Magic? No. There's one. It was like the spell book. I can't remember. I feel like it was a Halloween themed, and he did such a good job with the color story. It is amazing. It's kind of a grungy rainbow, and I want that. I need to get that one. It has to happen probably in September with my money. Anyway, I'm processing out loud. Please forgive me. But as I was saying, these mattes are incredible. Even these two shades here, sorry. Let me back up. The mattes are incredible. I have used all of these shades, even these two shades here, which typically I shy away from cool tones, especially gray. I don't know why. It makes me nervous. I even love the look that I came up with using these. That says something. If a palette that includes gray, like a gray matte, can get me to be like, okay, that's actually pretty, it's a good palette. We all have those shades that we're like, I don't know that I can do that one. Gray is that shade for me, and I could do it with this. So I think my favorite shade in this entire palette is the shade Meteor. It's a duochrome, and it is just this beautiful, like, dusty lilac, silver. It is so, so nice. The shimmers in here are not like the most like creamy shimmers that I've ever tried, but they're very, very good. They are buildable. You can absolutely build them up to get that like incredibly shiny wet look on your lid. You can use them wet. You can use them with glitter glue. You can use them to really kick it up a notch, but you also don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, you can easily just apply them with a finger and they look phenomenal. So yeah, I would say maybe the only shade that I wish was different, and I don't even know that I can confidently say that. I was going to say Night Sky because it's a black with glitter, but it's really pretty. Really pretty. This would be gorgeous, like packed on your lid for like a super sultry, intense smoky eye. Oh man. Yeah. I definitely want to do that. Maybe the next time I go out, if that ever happens again, I'll do that. So yeah, this is a favorite. I used this every day for weeks, and it was hard to force myself to back away from the palette, but I did, and then I discovered this, and I have been also loving some other things. I've also been really enjoying some singles. So I have this awesome Adept Cosmetics palette. I want to say I got this on their Amazon store. but it's double-sided. First of all, this whole thing is it's a favorite. Like this magnetic palette is beautiful. Here are a bunch of my singles. I have Sydney Grace, Tracy's Powder Room, and Terra Moons in here. I've been really reaching for my Sydney Grace shadows, which are all like from here to here and down. Those are all Sydney Grace. I need something right here, but I don't have one. Anyway, some of these I haven't used. The ones that I have used, I will let you know, are this shade here that I really love. This is the shade Apricot. I'll do swatches. Then we've got Caramel and Brulee. So there's those shades swatched. Look at that. Like, this is such a beautiful everyday look right here. And then with this shade, this matte green is the shade Bravo. It looks like that. And I have been loving that as like a liner shade with, so that quad right there. It's so pretty. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've got some others here that I've been using as well, but not nearly as much as those four. So I would say that those four are the standalone like favorites of all of these. So I do hope to use this more and just be more consistent with it. The other single that I've been using is a Menagerie Cosmetics single in the shade, I think it's in the shade Koi. Let me pull it out. I have it in the box. Maybe that's what I can put in that one lone spot. Why is this happening to me? Okay, here we go. Ah, I can't because it's a square pan. Darn it. Anyway, oh, I almost dropped it. That would have been heartbreaking. This is what it looks like. It looks just like an orange shimmer, but it's not. I'm so sparkly. Oh my gosh. This is, are you a duochrome or are you a multichrome? I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's orange, but then with like pink and blue and green. It's amazing. I have used this with those mattes that I showed you from Sydney Grace, but using this on the lid, and I have been very, very impressed. I tried Menagerie for the first time this past month, and yeah, they are 100% worth the hype. They have some solid products. Okay, let's move on to lips. A lot of times what I was reaching for, this is a long video, my God. If you guys are still here, you're amazing. A lot of times what I was reaching for was just something easy and simple and not too heavy on my lips. Sometimes, especially, I don't know, like I love playing up my eyes. So I tend to want a more like just natural lip. And this does that for me. This is the Colourpop Just a Tint in the shade Feel Good. It's, first of all, this formula is really, really comfortable. Does it last very long? Absolutely not. You're gonna have to reapply it, whatever. But it fades beautifully. It doesn't, I don't know, I just love it. But that's it right there. It's just a really gorgeous like guava, and it smells so good. It smells like fruit, but I don't know what fruit. Grapefruit? I think it's grapefruit. It smells like grapefruit, and it smells so, I love it. I absolutely love it. I've been really enjoying just easy lips because anything more than that can just be too fussy, too like just too much for me sometimes. But I did recently play with some of these bullet lipsticks. Now, should I be including them as favorites? That's debatable because they're pretty new and I haven't truly been using them all summer, right? But you know when you find something good, you know that it's good. And it's, a bullet lipstick is relatively, they don't throw too many surprises, usually. Sometimes they do. What was that Smashbox one? That Always On matte? Whew, travesty. That was bad. That one was bad. But these are more traditional bullet lipsticks. And I can generally tell right off the bat if it's going to be a solid formula for me. So this is the e.l.f. What are you? I filmed the video. I have not uploaded it. I filmed it a few weeks ago. But it was like a trying makeup that I forgot that I had. In fact, the Stila highlighter was featured in that also. So I've been using that for like 3 weeks now. So yeah, it's an e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick in the shade Nectar. This is such a beautiful nude. It's got a hint of coral. It's just so nice. This paired with a warm smoky eye, it's gorgeous. And it's not too heavy on the lips. It's very like, just very wearable, very, I can't think of the word. Low key, maybe? Yeah, it's not fussy. It's just nice. And then the other one is this Milani. What are these? It's like the nudes, matte nudes. I can't remember. This is in the shade Secret. I think they recently just released these. This is super creamy. It is absolutely beautiful. Really nice pinky nude. And I love it. I have it on today. I do have it topped with a gloss, which is going to be the next product that I talk about. But it's, even on its own, it's so comfortable. They're really nicely pigmented and they're not too thin. Like it's an emollient. It just reminds me of some of those more traditional bullet lipsticks. And I think the formula is really, really good. Okay, the gloss that I have on, this is brand spanking new. Okay, but I am familiar with the formula. A lot of times with lips, you got to wait and see how the formula plays. I'm familiar with this formula. It's the Buxom lip plumping gloss. And this is a new shade. It's the Pumpkin Chai Latte. This just recently came out for fall. And I had to get it. First of all, it smells the way that I want my house to smell in the fall. Just like the pumpkin and vanilla and spiciness. It's really pretty. The scent is really pretty. And the shade is also gorgeous. So that is the shade. Truthfully, I would like to get the others. That's overkill though, and I don't need to do that. But yeah, really, really pretty gloss. It's beautifully pigmented. Sometimes I want a super pigmented gloss and other times I don't. Other times I want something that has just enough pigment to make its point, but not be overbearing. So those are the lip products that I've been loving. Now I have one skincare product and then I'm done, I promise. So the skincare, it's the Rose Ceramide Cream by Pixie. Oh, I treated myself to this for my birthday back in June. And I use it as part of my nighttime routine. First of all, it smells really good, but like not overpowering, but just, what do you smell like? I mean, obviously it's gotta have fragrance in it. I don't know, but it is so rich and emollient. It leaves my skin feeling incredible. It's very, very hydrating and it says it's an intensive moisturizer, and it absolutely is. It's very intense. Intensive. Those are probably two different terms. Anyways, it's good. I highly recommend it. So yeah, you guys, that is everything for my favorites video. Whew, buckle up. It's going to be a long one. I am sorry. I don't know why I'm saying that at the end of the video. You already know this. But if you made it this far, like I said, you guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you. And if you enjoyed, I hope you will give me a thumbs up, subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.